Good morning. It's Monday, August 8th. Thank you for starting another week with me. I want to read something, but first I'm going to ask you, do you feel guilty for something that you may have done in the past, and you just can't get over it? You just can't get rid of that guilt. Well, let me read you a chapter today in John. It's chapter 8, and Jesus is teaching in the temple. And meanwhile, the scribes and Pharisees, they brought him a woman who had been caught in the very act of adultery. And according to their laws, she was supposed to be stoned. But they wanted to test Jesus. So they said, "What do you say?" And they had wanted to test him. So Jesus, he stooped down and he wrote on the ground with his finger, as if he did not hear. He was like ignoring them for a while. And when they continued asking him, he raised up himself and said to them, "He who is without sin among you, let him throw a stone at her first." And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. Then those who heard it, being convicted by their conscience, went out one by one, beginning with the oldest, even to the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman was standing in the midst. When Jesus raised himself up and saw no one but the woman, he said to her, "Woman, where are those accusers of yours? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, Lord." And Jesus said to her, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." Then Jesus spoke to them again, the crowd that was listening to him, and said, "I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life." That's kind of a really beautiful thing, because he let them judge her by their own conscience. And he said, if you haven't ever sinned, go ahead, throw a stone at her. And then he was bent down like he was busy writing, and they kind of just walked away, because they knew, of course, everybody sins. Everybody has sinned. But he says, he is the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. Guilt is darkness. Guilt is something that wants to take your life away. And Jesus wants to give you back your light. He wants to give you life. And he doesn't want you to walk around feeling guilty. He wants you to confess it to him and then just be done with it and realize that he will forgive you no matter what it is. He will forgive you. And he is the only one you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about other people, because they've done their own thing, and no matter what they say, they also have sinned. Another interesting thing is, what was he writing on the ground? It doesn't say. But I kind of had a revelation the other day that maybe he was writing down her name in the book of heaven, and he was writing her name down, that she would be joining him in heaven. And maybe he was writing your name down. Maybe he was saying, "I'm forgiving her. I'm writing her name down in my book." And those names in that book are the ones that are going to be joining him. We don't know for sure what he wrote, but that's what I kind of had this revelation of. And so anyway, if you're feeling guilty, confess it to God and be done with it. Forget it, because everybody has sinned. Everybody has secrets that they wouldn't tell, but when faced with God, they know he knows, and they have to walk away. And so we all have sinned, but we also all can be forgiven. All we got to do is ask Jesus to be in charge of our life. So, have a great day and a great start to your week, I hope. God bless you.